Hello again. I just wanted to roll through this second problem to give you guys another example. I'm basing it off of a bookend that I made, just whatever I had around the house. Alright, so the same questions apply. Which of the views you will draw and which one will be the front view? So, it's pretty obvious that this is going to be a view we can draw, same as this one, as well as the top. Which one will be our front view? Now before we had this one being our front view, but that makes less sense because I didn't draw it because I'm not an artist, but in my bookend I have this whole rows here, and you'd be missing all of that. That's all important information that goes right here. So let's make this the front view because, well, actually it is both the longest side and has the most detail. So let's make that the front view, and this the accompanying top view and right side view. The second step is to plan your view placements. If we're doing the front, top, and right side view, so front, top, and right side view, we couldn't put it the front view in this corner because we'd have no space for the right side view, so let's put it in this corner. Let's plan our view to be front, top, and right. Now, let's go ahead and start. For our front view, when looking this direction, again we simply ask, if we were standing here looking this way, what surfaces would we see? We would see this L-shaped surface and this surface. So let's go ahead and draw those. That's the L-shaped surface. Now we've got to draw this quarter circle surface. There we go. And on here would be the star, but I'm not that good, so. And after drawing that, we simply ask ourselves again, are there any hidden surfaces that we can't see that might be on the back side? And no. While there are surfaces there, they share the same lines as these visible lines, so obviously we don't draw them. The visible lines take priority. And so we're done with that view. Let's move on to the top. When looking down this way, what surfaces would we see? We'd see this thin rectangular surface, this surface, and this surface, and this surface. So, since there's more, I'm just going to go ahead and label them. Let's say this is A, this is B, C1, and C2. And this is important. It might make sense. We might start drawing it orientated like this, but that wouldn't be correct. So you have to recall the glass box concept. Imagine taking this object and then pinning, holding at a point in the front, and turning it. So this would have to be the orientation of our top view. We couldn't have it like this. It has to be here. And this seems like a minor detail, but it is actually really important because later, when we deal with more complicated shapes, you can use the widths you drew down here to draw the widths up here, or the lengths up here more likely. Because if you had orientated correctly, it's the same lines. So, let's go ahead and draw that. When looking down this way, let's start with C1, it's the biggest surface, which would start right here and go all the way to right here. Now, it doesn't come all the way to this edge because you see that this surface stops short. A is where it goes there. So, let's stop there and draw the rest of surface C. Again, dimensions will help you, and they'll be given in the homeworks themselves. I haven't written dimensions just for the sake of convenience. So there's that. Let's go ahead and draw A next. A will have the same, this length here will be the same length as this length here. So that'll help, realizing that will help you out. in later, more complicated problems. And then let's draw B, why not? Which is a curved surface, but when looking down directly from the top and looking straight down this way, it'll just appear to be another thin rectangle. Let's go ahead and draw that. Like so. And then C2, will just be the surface on the backside. Cool. And there we have the top view. Let's move on to the right side. Again, we could ask, what other surfaces can we not see that might be behind these surfaces? And in this case, no. I mean, there's the very bottom, but again, it shares the outline. Let's move on to the right side view. And again, imagine holding this front view, pinning a point in the front, and rotating it to the right. This will be how your front view looks when you're looking from this direction. Alright, what surfaces can we see? We can see A prime, we can see B prime, and we can see C1 prime and C2 prime. C2 prime. Let's go ahead and draw that. Again, we're looking at this, let's start with A. It should be on the same line. And let's go ahead and draw C1 prime. It'll have the same height, so that'll help you. And you'll have dimensions as well. Cool. And we can draw B. And looking this way again, although it's curved, it'll appear just to be rectangular because you're looking straight at it. And let's draw C2 prime. That's again A prime, C2 prime, C1 prime. Let me draw that so it looks correct to you. C1 prime, and this here is B prime. And there you go. There is another example of drawing a 3-view problem given an isometric view.